August 23, 1992. A 21-year-old college student's car breaks down on I-80 in Illinois. A stranger slows down to help. 8 days later, she's found dead 200 miles away, in a different state. Tammy Zywicki was driving home from Wheaton College, alone, when her Pontiac Sunbird blew a tire on the interstate. Witnesses saw a man already pulled over, already talking to her, not a tow truck, not a trooper. Her car turns up abandoned 2 days later, on a different stretch of I-80, in a different state, with a mismatched tire and no sign of Tammy. She's gone before anyone even files a missing persons report. The case pulls in the FBI immediately. A college student vanishing off a federal interstate crosses state lines the moment it happens, and that complicates everything about who's even in charge of finding her. Investigators lean on one detail. Witnesses say the man who stopped for her looked like a truck driver. In an industry moving hundreds of thousands of drivers through Illinois every week, that's not a lead. That's a haystack. For 3 decades, the trucking angle goes nowhere. No arrest, no named suspect, no forensic match, just a description vague enough to fit thousands of men in thousands of cabs. By the 2000s, the file is technically still open and functionally cold. Zywicki's family keeps pushing. Investigators keep rechecking old evidence against new technology as it arrives, and keep coming up empty. August 23, 2026, the exact 34th anniversary of the disappearance. Illinois State Police and the FBI announced something this case has never had before: a real new lead. Her name is Terry Belensk, a hitchhiker with ties to Southern California who died in 2014. She's not a suspect, but investigators believe she once traveled with an unidentified truck driver connected to the case. That's the shift. For over 30 years, this case had a description. Now it might have something closer to a witness, someone who could put a name to the man who was never identified. Roughly 200 pieces of evidence from 1992 are being re-examined right now, run against DNA technology that didn't exist when Tammy disappeared. Here's what changed. 1992 forensic science could match DNA to a sample already on file. It couldn't build a profile out of nothing and search for a total stranger the way modern genetic genealogy can. Modern DNA retesting doesn't need a suspect already in the system. It can pull a usable profile out of decades-old evidence and cross-reference it against genealogy databases no 1990s investigator could have imagined existing. That's the same category of breakthrough that's cracked cold cases twice this one's age in just the last 5 years. Old evidence, new science, a name nobody could reach the first time around. None of that guarantees an answer. It means, for the first time in this case's history, the physical evidence itself might have more left to say than it did in 1992. The FBI has renewed its reward for information leading to it arrests $50,000, a number that's grown as the case has aged, not shrunk. Wheaton College, where Tammy was a student, and the trucking corridors of I-80, where she disappeared, sit about as far apart culturally as 2 American landscapes can, and this case has lived in that gap for 34 years. If Terry Belensk really did travel with the driver investigators are now looking for, there may be people alive today who remember a stranger they haven't thought about in decades. 34 years ago, a young woman pulled over on the shoulder of an interstate because her tire blew out and a stranger stopped to help. That's still, right now, the last confirmed moment of her life investigators can account for. The car got fixed. The tire got replaced. The 8 days are still unaccounted for. And on the exact 34th anniversary of the day she disappeared, this case just got its first real new lead in 3 decades.